So odds are the vast majority of you who just clicked on this video are not attractive. You're not in good shape, your priorities are not in the right place, and half of you watching this video right now smell like crap. You don't even wear deodorant. Fellas, we need to be better. And I'm honestly glad that you clicked on this video, because in today's video, we're gonna be going over 10 different steps that you can take to drastically improve your attractiveness. The first step that you need to take is to prioritize your physical fitness. So I used to weigh over 300 pounds, and back then, I was easily eating over 8,000 calories a day. I hated working out, I hated exercise, I didn't fit in any of my clothes, and I was super socially awkward and insecure. And that's how I lived my life for most of my life. Back in 2017, my brother and I decided that we were tired of being fat, and we wanted to finally prioritize our physical fitness and lose the weight. In a period of about 5 months, we started dieting, which was just eating a regular amount of food, and we started running, and we were able to lose over 100 pounds in about 5 months. That decision alone completely changed my life. All of a sudden, I was fit again. I felt healthier. I felt more confident. I'd lost all this weight. I could fit in clothes that no longer started with the letter X. I had a jawline. All of a sudden, I could see that people respected me again. Like, people would look me in the eyes when they were talking to me. They would invite me to do stuff. And all of a sudden, I could see that women were looking at me now. Like, these girls that never would ever think about looking, even in my general vicinity, were now staring at me whenever I was out and about. All of those things combining together, I felt way better. I felt way more attractive because I was more attractive now. And if you haven't started this already, you need to prioritize your physical health. You need to start exercising daily. You need to actually pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth, because doing all the running and all the exercise and working out 6 days a week is not going to do anything for you if you still eat like crap. And most importantly, with all this, you need to just focus on making some small changes and doing something that you can stay consistent in. And realize that health is wealth. Your health is one of the most important aspects of your life, and you need to prioritize it and you need to take it seriously. And if you do, your future self can thank me later. The second step that you need to take is you need to start wearing cologne. And this is a cheat code. And this was something that I didn't even realize was a thing until very recently. And one of my buddies actually ended up sending me this, it's called Hawas. It's like off the TikTok app, but it smells phenomenal. I didn't even realize that most guys don't wear cologne. Most guys just, take some crappy little stick of deodorant and they put it on their, like, go run or they go work out, and then all of a sudden they smell like garbage, and no women want to talk to them and they're shocked by it. But you can instantly differentiate yourself from the rest of the guys walking around if you wear cologne, and women absolutely love it. And it's so weird because I think women have like a stronger sense of smell than the average guy. Like, you could barely even wear some of this stuff and I'll be walking around and women are like, man, what is that smell? You smell so good, boy. I'll be like in Chipotle or Kava or the gym or something, and these random older women are like talking about how good I smell. And that never happened whenever I would just wear deodorant. And so if I was you and you want to buy some cologne, just go on TikTok or search up best colognes, best men's fragrances, and just buy the highest rated bottle. You can go on TikTok or you can go on some of these discount shops online and you can get them for a steep discount and order them. And all you need to do is you just get it. Once it comes in the mail, all you need to do is you just do like 2 spritzes, and then I normally do one in the back, and then sometimes I'll do one on my chest, and that'll keep me smelling good all day. Step number 3 is you need to improve your personal hygiene. You'd be shocked to know how many single, lonely guys are walking around amongst us who are only single because they don't keep up with their personal hygiene. These guys barely brush their teeth. They don't, shave. They don't brush their hair, and they smell bad. And they're sitting around wondering, why don't I get on any dates? Why don't people find me attractive? Why don't people want to hang out with me? And you literally smell like crap. And realize I'm telling you this out of love. I love you. I want you to smell good. I want you to have friends. I want you to be able to go on dates, but you must prioritize your personal hygiene if you want any of that to happen. Like, I could meet the most attractive guy or girl in the entire planet, and if they smell like crap, nobody wants to hang out with them. We need to get back to the basics. You need to brush your teeth daily. You need to shave, or if you have a beard, keep it well maintained and clean. You need to brush your hair, and if you need to get a haircut, you need to get a haircut, son. Every single day before you walk out the front door, you need to make sure that you at least look presentable and that you smell good. Put on some deodorant Get some cologne, make sure that you smell nice, and I promise you that both men and women are gonna notice. Step number 4 is you need to change your wardrobe. A lot of you are like me, and the only thing that you own are some Nike shorts and a couple of t-shirts. It doesn't matter where you're going, if you're going out to dinner, if you're going to work out, if you're going to work, it doesn't really matter. You wear the same thing basically every single day. And that's a problem, because women do not find that attractive. Women want a man who knows how to dress. Like I said, I'm just as guilty of this as you are. I wear basically the same clothes every single day. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I don't really care that much. But I have met quite a few guys, especially recently, who dress a lot better than I do. And I can tell they just look better. They seem more confident. They're definitely more attractive because they actually put some time and effort into what they're putting on their body and the clothes that they're wearing. And you need to have a different wardrobe depending on what you're doing. Like if you're going out on a date or you're going to work or you're going to church, you need to have different outfits that you can mix and match so that you look your best regardless of what you're doing. You can't just walk around in Nike shorts like you're going to the gym or you're going to Chipotle in everything that you do because you look like a bum. The best piece of advice that I can give you if you're wanting some inspiration and you don't even know where to start is to find somebody on YouTube or on social media that you admire their fashion or their sense of clothing or what they wear, and just copy everything that they're wearing. Watch their videos, look at what they're wearing, kind of autistically diagnose the brands and the stuff that they're wearing, and just Google search it, and you should be able to find all the clothes that they're wearing, and most likely you're gonna be able to find them at a discount on eBay or on one of those like H&M type brand clothing websites. And also one of the best things that you can do is avoid buying like cheap, cringy graphic tee type clothing where it's got all the logos and brands over it. Keep it more neutral, more plain, more simple. You want to do this because more of the higher quality brands don't have a bunch of like cheap looking logos all over them. Nobody's going to know what you're wearing. They're just going to look at you if like you're wearing a black shirt or whatever, and they're not going to think anything of it. They're just going to be like, oh, that's a nice shirt. He's got a good fit. He's got a good sense of style and he's attractive. Step number 5 is you need to submit yourself to Christ. I bet you didn't expect that one. Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 tells us to seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto us. So the Bible calls us to seek God, number 1, over all things, and he would obviously establish our steps and our path if we do that. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 9 says this. It says, in their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Once you seek after God, he will establish your steps. He's going to tell you exactly what your purpose is. He's going to tell you why you were created, and he's going to tell you what you need to do and how he can use you every single day. And so especially if you're a Christian watching this video right now, your whole purpose for being alive is to glorify God. That's the only reason that he made you. The word glorify means to make known. So every single day you should be focused on how can you make God known in your day-to-day life. And for a lot of the guys who are watching this video who are single right now, who are Christian, who want a wife, you need to ask yourself, like, how could you expect God to bless you with a woman and to bring a woman into your life if you're not first submitted to Christ and submitted to God? You need to have a clear direction for what you're doing so that you can actually lead this woman. If you're not submitted to Christ, then you're not being led and you don't know where you're going, and therefore you would not be able to lead this woman. So it wouldn't make any sense for God to bless you with a wife or to bring a girl into your life if you don't know where you're going. And I don't want to hear all the BS.
Braden, I don't have time to, read my Bible. I'm a busy guy. I work a lot of hours. I want to be able to go out to the bar and have fun with all of my friends. Like, you telling me I can't drink anymore? I'll take my faith more seriously whenever I get older, dude. I have time.
And if you call yourself a Christian, you need to become a man, you need to step up, and you need to put God first, because it's the only way for you to live, and it's going to be the only way for you to make real tangible progress in your life and fulfill the purpose that God sent you here to do. Realize that godly women are only looking for a godly man, and your job right now is to stop making excuses and become one. Step number 6 is you need to get your finances in order. As a masculine man of God, there should be no secret, but you're called to be a provider and a protector. Unfortunately, you can't provide or protect if you're broke. So this step is very simple. If you're broke right now and you don't have a job, you need to find a job. You need to start applying to jobs today. And if you already have a job and you're still broke and you're not making the money that you need to be making, you need to find another job and you need to start making some money on the side so that you can become the strong, masculine, godly provider and protector that God is calling you to be. Things are expensive now. Our economy is going to crap. The dollar is crashing, inflation is skyrocketing. So you're gonna have to be able to make some money and provide not only for yourself, but also for your future family, for your wife, for your kids. It's gonna be expensive. So even if you're making like $3K a month right now, you're probably gonna have to double, triple, if not quadruple that to be able to provide for your family. Stuff is expensive, and this is something you have to take seriously. And especially if you're single right now and you don't have a wife and you don't have children to provide for, that's actually a blessing. God is giving you some time to get your priorities in order, to start making some money so that you actually can provide for these people whenever he brings them into your life. I need you to realize that your income is a direct reflection of the skills and the skill sets that you have right now. So if you're not making any money, all it means is that you just don't have the skills necessary to be able to make a lot of money for yourself. And this is not
prosperity gospel. God's gonna bless you and make you a lot of money.
This is just straight facts and practicality. You need to be able to provide for yourself. You need to be able to pay your bills. You need to have your own car. You need to be able to pay your rent, and you need to be able to provide for a future family, especially if you want to have a family one day. You cannot just spend the rest of your life broke, pinching pennies, grabbing coupons, not having a car, and living in your parents' basement. That is not the life that God is calling you to live. So you need to step up, you need to take on more responsibility, you need to figure out a way to start making some more money. Step number 7 is you need to improve your diet. And I definitely touched on this earlier, but your diet is one of the most important aspects of your overall physical health. If you eat like crap, you're gonna feel like crap and you're gonna look like crap. And another thing that you need to realize, especially whenever it comes to overall attractiveness that other people are gonna perceive from you, is your physical body is a direct representation of you as a man. Your discipline, the way that you eat, like you cannot hide anything. If you're overweight or you're obese, people can take one look at you and know that guy is not disciplined, he probably doesn't work out, and he certainly does not watch out for what he puts in his mouth. And they don't need to know anything about you. All they need to do is look at you and they can tell all those things from 50 yards away. Another thing that you need to realize is our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit. The Bible literally tells us that. God gave us these bodies, and we're called to glorify God through our bodies. And you need to treat it with the utmost care and keep yourself in good shape. I remember whenever I was fat, I used to cope and think that it was because I had a bad metabolism and I would just cope so much. Bad metabolism, we were created this way to be fat. It's not my fault. Just totally externalizing my responsibility onto other things. All of that broke for me whenever I went to dinner with one of my buddies who was in really good shape. And I was, keeping all these preconceived notions in my own head. And whenever we went to order, of course, my fat butt got a double cheeseburger with some fries. And this skinny guy ordered a salmon with some vegetables. And I remember asking him
dude, you're already skinny. Why are you eating healthy?
And he looked at me and he's like, what are you talking about, man? In order to stay in good shape, you need to watch what you eat. You need to eat healthy, dummy. And that completely blew my mind. I was like,
wait, so you're telling me that it's not that you just have a good metabolism and you are blessed by God to have a six-pack?
He's like, no, dude, you need to actually watch what you put in your mouth. And if you want to be in better shape, all you need to do is focus on what you're eating and you will get in better shape. And from that point forward, I started eating healthy. I lost all the weight and I definitely improved my overall attractiveness. Step number 8 is you need to improve your social skills and your charisma. Imagine that you got invited to a party, you didn't know anybody, not one of those degenerate get drunk parties, just like a regular social gathering, and you don't know anyone, and you walk in, and because you have worked so hard on your social skills and improving your charisma, you're now able to walk up to complete strangers and start a conversation and actually build a deep and genuine relationship with somebody that you never knew before you walked in that door. Imagine being able to effortlessly have conversation with these people, get to know them, ask good questions, engage the conversation the entire way through with no awkward pauses. Imagine completely freeing yourself from all that social anxiety and being in your own head and overthinking everything. And just being able to walk in and smile and introduce yourself and actually make friends or meet girls. How awesome would that be? Like really imagine how many more friends and how many more deep relationships you would build if you actually knew how to talk to people and you became a charismatic man. Like you'd finally be able to kiss those weekends goodbye where all you do is sit inside your room and scroll on social media and binge watch YouTube videos like this one. You'd actually have friends to go out and do stuff with. Like imagine how many people you would meet who could now invite you to get out of your room and go and actually be a normal functioning member of society who has social skills and things to do. Like don't even BS yourself, that would be awesome. As a masculine man of God, we are called to be leaders. And part of being a good leader is being charismatic and strengthening your social skills. And a true leader is also able to accept where he's at. Not only accept where he's at, but also make the improvements and make tangible progress in the areas that he's falling short in. Don't believe the lie that all the charismatic people that you've met in your life were just born that way and they just came out of the womb able to have great conversations and ask good personal questions and listen attentively. All those things are skills, and those skills are built over time. They take a lot of work, they take a lot of effort, but you can go from being completely socially awkward and inept socially to becoming the guy who can walk into a room and introduce himself to anybody and build long-lasting friendships with anybody. That is 100% possible. And I can tell you that because I have been the guy who was super awkward and addicted to corn and fat and weird and gone to a place where I can actually walk in a room and meet people and be normal. And people will even comment to me like,
dude, you're super charismatic. How did you get this way? Were you born that way?
And I'm like, no, man, I just figured out how to become more charismatic and how to actually talk to people. And it's not as hard as you think. And if you're sitting here watching this video and you're like,
dude, I don't even know where to start.
I'm gonna go ahead and pin a video above that will help you to actually improve your social skills. So you can go ahead and cue that up. Do not click off this video and destroy my data analytics. You can watch that video right after you finish watching this one. Step number 9 to become the most attractive version of yourself is to build a strong community. Something that is almost never talked about is how attractive it is to have a good group of friends. Like for a second, think about how your life probably is right now. Regardless of where you go, most of the time you're by yourself. You don't really know anybody. You don't really have any friends. You don't have anything to do on the weekends. But regardless of where you go, you're mostly by yourself. And so naturally you're gonna feel more in your own head. You're gonna feel more awkward because you don't know anybody. Picture for a second having real friends that are like-minded, whether that's fitness or your relationship with God, everyone's on the same page, and you walk into the gym or you walk into the church and you actually have friends around you, people who are just like you that you can spend time with. Like it's a completely different way to live. And naturally, you're gonna feel more confident whenever you have your boys alongside you and you're all on the same purpose, the same mission, and you're all going the same direction in your lives, whether that's with your faith or with your business or entrepreneurship or whatever. Having like-minded men around you just brings you to a higher level in all facets of your life. Like everyone on this planet wants to have friends and they want to feel like they belong to something that's greater than themselves. Like even the cavemen had tribes. And if you didn't have a tribe and if nobody liked you and they kicked you out or they excommunicated you from the tribe, you were absolutely screwed. So it makes sense as to why us as humans, it's ingrained in us to want to have our own tribe. We want to have like-minded men around us to help us to progress socially in the social hierarchy as men. You want to have friends. You want to be popular, right? And the only way to be able to do that is to build a strong brotherhood of like-minded Christian men around you. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17, that iron sharpens iron and one man sharpens another. And it also says in Hebrews, I think it's chapter 10, verse 25. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, but it says that as Christians, we are not to forsake the gathering of believers, right? The Bible calls us to surround ourselves with other Christian men, not just so you look cool, but also because of the importance of things like accountability and discipline and growing and strengthening one another. Even Jesus had his 12 apostles around him at all times throughout his entire ministry because he realized how important it was to have other like-minded men around him. Creator of this universe thought it was important to have a like-minded group of Christian men around him at all times throughout his ministry. Then you and I should do the exact same thing. Step number 10 that you need to take is to start setting goals and work your face off to achieve them. Feminine, godly women want to be with an ambitious, masculine, purpose-driven man. And obviously, you don't have to have everything figured out. but you do need to have a good sense of direction for where you're going in the future. Women would much rather be with a guy who maybe is broke right now, but has a clear plan for exactly what he's going to do to be able to make money and build himself, than to be with a guy who has absolutely no plan and no purpose and is also broke. I've seen this so many times where a guy could even be like an 8 or a 9 or 10 out of 10 in terms of attractiveness, but they're broke and they don't know what the hell they're doing. And women are disgusted by this. And instead of going for the guy who's good looking with no purpose and no money coming in, they would rather be with a guy who maybe is like a 7 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10. He does have a purpose and he may not have the money right now, but he knows exactly where he's going, because that brings security and she can see that you do have a plan and you at least know where you're going. Like, that's the most important part. If you have no plan and you have no purpose and you have no idea of the direction of where you're going in your life, then women don't feel safe. They don't feel like they can trust you. And trust is extremely important to every single relationship. If she can't trust you, then she's not going to want to be with you. And I don't want to overwhelm you. Your purpose does not have to be some big, elaborate, well thought out thing to begin. All it has to be is something that puts a fire inside of you, right? It has to be something that gets you jumping out of the bed with new ideas, new thoughts, and it has to be something that truly motivates you. It could be building a business. It could be creating Christian content online. It could be starting a YouTube channel. Regardless of what it is, it just has to be something that really fires you up and gets you motivated to take action. Most importantly, it needs to be something that you can channel all of your masculine energy into, making tangible progress in that area of your life. Having masculine drive and purpose is extremely attractive to women. Deep down, women do not want to be the sole focus and the main purpose of your life. She doesn't want to be your everything. She may tell you that she does, but she actually doesn't. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my own life where I would make getting women or going on dates or hanging out with my girlfriend the main priority of my life, and every single area of my life suffered because of that. My physical fitness, I was broke, I was lazy, unambitious, and depressed because instead of focusing my energy into building this YouTube channel, I was focused on, when I could hang out with my girlfriend again, or when we could go on another date, or when I could buy her another gift. And because of that, my life sucked and the relationship sucked as well. This is not at all to hate on women. I'm not a misogynist. Having a woman in your life drastically improves your overall quality of life and how you feel as a man, but she should never be the main focus or the main priority of your life. The main focus and main priority in your life should always be God and fulfilling your God-given mission and purpose. So if I was you and you don't have your purpose right now, you need to identify that by the end of the day. I have a ton of videos about finding your purpose. If you need help, find them on the channel. And so once you figure out what your purpose is, then you need to set tangible, practical goals that you can work on every single day to make progress towards accomplishing your goals. Having a purpose and having drive and ambition and goals and achieving those goals is going to give you the most fulfillment, and you're going to feel the most masculine that you've ever felt in your life. You're going to feel awesome because not only are you working every single day, but you're also making progress and you're being used by God to do the thing that He sent you here to do. And so that is the most fulfilling and the most purposeful and the best possible way to live your life. If you want to learn more about how to become the man that God has created you to be, I want you to go ahead and click on this video. I hope that you learned something today. I hope that God blesses you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.